Welcome back to another Champion Deep Dive, and today we are talking about Guardian. He's an armor building, force field generating, perfect blocking, special attack taunter who doesn't crit but shocks instead. He power drains and brings the pain, and oh yeah, Alpha Flight is here. Let's get into it. First things first, when you start the fight, Guardian gains an indefinite armor up buff, and much like Warlock, if it's removed for any reason, it'll return in 14 seconds. Now, Guardian can't crit. However, much like Guillotine 2099, every time he does crit, he deals a damaging effect. In this case, a burst of shock damage. And this scales with critical damage rating, so it basically acts like a red critical attack. Speaking of shocks, if Guardian's ability accuracy falls below 100% at any time for 3 or more seconds, he inflicts an indefinite shock debuff. This shock scales with base attack and is unaffected by ability accuracy, so it's going to happen. But if that ability accuracy is restored back to 100%, the shock is removed. Now, Guardian can parry projectile-based attacks, so he's an excellent choice to take on Domino, Iron Man Infinity War, or Havok, for example. Also, the fourth light attack power drains for 20% of the opponent's current power. So, the more power they have, the more you drain. But this costs you 2 force field charges. And the first hit of a heavy attack gives you an armor up buff and costs you 1. But more on this later. So you're probably asking, what's a force field charge? Let's find out. Force field charges can stack up to 3 indefinitely, but any additional stacks are subject to a 22-second timer. Now, you gain one every 12 seconds organically and also through the Special 1 and Special 3, but more on those later. Now, while Guardian has an armor up, well-timed blocks against special attacks grant 100% perfect block chance over 0.5 seconds, and each one grants you 10% a bar of power. However, if you slip up, you've got backup in that you gain a 15% chance per charge to auto-block the opponent's special attack, maxing out at 75%, and this auto-block is considered a well-timed block, so happy days for your power meter. Now, if you're up against a mutant, you gain an automatic 15% perfect block chance, so you don't have to build up as many charges to reach your max percentage. And also, you can block mutants' unblockable specials. Nice. Let's talk about special attacks, and first on the docket is the Special 1. Now, after the final hit, you gain 3 force field charges and inflict a taunt debuff for 6 seconds. While taunted, the opponent's attack rating is reduced by 40% and has a 70% chance to launch a special attack. This makes baiting specials easier and offers better control over the opponent's power bar, while taking reduced damage if you happen to miss that well-timed block. The Special 2 is a big-time damage dealer. It consumes all force field charges and increases attack rating for each force field charge for the duration of the attack. So, the more charges you had, the more devastating the attack. Further, if you had 3 or more charges, Guardian consumes 1 armor up to inflict a shock debuff over 3 seconds. And as a bonus, mutant champions can't evade this attack. Sorry, Domino. Now, the Special 3 inflicts a shock debuff over 20 seconds and instantly gains 6 indefinite force field charges, pushing your max beyond 3 without a timer. This is a big part of his damage loop because it's the fastest way to gain a large amount of charges in one shot to carry over to the Special 2 to maximize that damage potential. Now let's head over to that signature ability. While Guardian has an armor up effect, he gains some pretty sweet benefits. He now rivals Captain America Infinity War with this increase to his block proficiency, so taking on block damage is no issue at all. And he has massive energy resistance, putting him at the upper echelon of champions that can take on those energy damage fights. If you take on some bleed damage, that resistance got you covered. And you'll get a nice net heal if you're running Double Edge and the willpower masteries. And finally, he has critical damage resistance, which mitigates the damage done by critical attacks, which can be as high as 65% depending on signature level and rarity. This is what makes that heavy attack so important, because if you lose the armor up, you lose the benefit. And that one charge is worth the price for all that benefit. For maximum damage, you want to stack as many force field charges as you can and launch the special 2 as you saw earlier. Now, if you're in longer fights, you'll want to build 2 to 3 charges organically and then launch your special 3 to stack the indefinite charges. From there, launch another special 3 and then launch a couple of special 1s to increase your charges. Keep an eye on that timer though, as you don't want to lose any triple stacks you gain from your special 1. Once you've done that, work your way to the special 2 and watch the red fireworks. Oh yeah. Pro tip though, use those well-timed blocks on the special attacks to help build your power meter that much faster. If you're in shorter fights though, you'll want to build right up to the edge of a special 2, launch the special 1 to build up charges, and let the taunt debuff do its thing. From there, you're going to want to build up to the special 2, launch that, and that is a wrap. Now, Guardian has a lot of tools in his kit that can carry you through a lot of content, but here are just a few places you can really take advantage. If you come across a Caltrops node, that's going to see reduced bleed with Guardian's signature ability, but with willpower turned on, this turns into a healing match. The same can be said for Biohazard as long as you are not hitting into their block. If you find yourself on a backblast node, this is great for Guardian, because the attacker's critical rating is doubled, which increases the chances for that shock burst damage without any of the caveats that deal damage to you. Also, he's an easy Havok counter with constant armor up. Guardian will take no plasma detonation damage, as well as having a power drain mechanic to shut down the plasma charges. That being said, make sure that you stack your armor before using the special 2, because it consumes an armor buff, and without it, it's bye-bye health bar. Flow defense tactics? You can't flow if you can't crit, and Sinister can't heal back either. His massive block proficiency helps to take on nodes like Mighty Charge by just tanking the dash to bait the heavy or go for a reparry. And with his power drain and taunt abilities, he's a prime candidate for all or nothing nodes. Now, if you have any theories of where he might shine, go ahead and pop that in the comments section below. Now, let's move on to Synergies. First up is Northern Defense, and here, all champions except Guardian, their block proficiency is increased by 1250. That's just a nice to have. Next, we have Alpha Flight with Sasquatch on the team. This allows Guardian to inflict a shock on well-timed blocks, dealing 50% of attack rating over 2 seconds. A bit of extra damage never hurt anyone. Well, except the opponent. Now, Excavators with Mole Man has Guardian gaining an additional force field charge when he gains his first charge from 0. So this helps get a little more damage into that special 2, or it gives you more chances to power drain the opponent. Some outside synergies include Captain America Infinity War and Vision, for example, to power drain the opponent after they use a special attack. This, coupled with the taunt debuff from your special 1, gives you an additional way to power control the opponent. Now, those classic power gain synergies we all know and love help push your special 1 and special 2 loop and boost your well-timed block power gain. Now, let's check out some masteries that help Guardian shine. So a great way to bump the damage up on Guardian is Liquid Courage and Double Edge masteries, as they give you a boost in attack, and you're taking that reduced damage from Double Edge and net healing if you have willpower activated. Another gem is Collar Tech. This gives you further control over power gain on the opponent and makes him that much easier to use. Thank you for watching this champion deep dive for Guardian. Are you ready? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and if you liked the video, and I hope that you did, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share it with your friends, share it with your mama. All that stuff is absolutely fantastic, and remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch you on the flip-o-potamus.